Deep in the northern mountains, where winter sings through the pines and the night sky glitters with stars like scattered ice, there lived the last Moon River wolf. Her name was Ryla, and she was as white as falling snow, with eyes the color of dawn, soft amber, full of remembering. For generations, the Moon River wolves ran along the frozen rivers under the full moon, their paws glowing with silver light. They were guardians of the mountain, keepers of balance. But things had changed. Forests thinned, hunters came, seasons grew unpredictable, and one by one, the Moon River wolves disappeared until only Ryla remained. Ryla spent her days wandering the silent mountains and her nights singing to the moon, hoping the echoes of her ancestors would answer. None ever did. One night, a violent storm clawed across the mountain. Snow fell in thick, angry sheets, and wind howled like spirits searching for lost things. Ryla was making her way to a sheltered canyon when she heard a faint cry, high-pitched, desperate. A cub. She followed the sound to a fallen tree half buried in snow. Beneath it, trembling in the frozen dark, was a tiny lynx kitten. Its mother was nowhere nearby. Ryla hesitated. Wolves and lynx were rarely friends, but she also knew the laws of the wild. No young creature should die alone in a storm. The cub stared at her with huge emerald eyes. Ryla sighed, lowered her muzzle, and gently lifted it by the scruff. "I'll return you," she whispered. But nature had other plans. Days passed. No lynx tracks appeared, no mother returned, and so the kitten, whom Ryla named Thistle, stayed. Thistle grew quickly, stumbling through snowdrifts and pouncing on Ryla's tail with the fierce determination of a creature who believed the world was his to explore. Ryla taught him to listen to the mountain, the snap of a branch, the shift of wind, the heartbeat of a river beneath ice. He learned swiftly, and soon the two moved through the wilderness like a mismatched but inseparable pair. The lone wolf and her lynx cub. Elk lifted their heads in curiosity. Ravens followed them, calling gossip. Even the old brown bear grumbled approval when they crossed his valley. For the first time in many seasons, Ryla's heart felt full. The shadow on the mountain. But balance seldom lasts forever. Strange smells drifted from the southern valley, smoke, iron, and the heavy scent of machines. Humans were building a logging camp, and with it came danger. Trees fell, rivers murked with debris, animals fled deeper into the mountains. Ryla sensed the forest crying out. One evening, as she and Thistle climbed a ridge, they smelt something terrible. Fire. A spark from the camp had caught the dry underbrush. Flames spread rapidly, bleeding up the slope like hungry serpents. "We have to warn them," Ryla growled. "Not the humans, the animals." Ryla and Thistle ran through the night, calling, growling, yowling, sending warnings through every corner of the mountain. Deer stampeded towards safe valleys. Birds burst into the sky. Bears lumbered to high cliffs. But as the fire grew, they found a trapped herd of elk surrounded by fallen, burning branches. The youngest calf stood frozen, too terrified to move. Ryla did not hesitate. She leaped through fire, her fur singed, and nudged the calf with fierce urgency. Thistle scrambled over a fallen log and clawed at burning branches, clearing a narrow path. With their guidance, the elk burst through the flames and escaped. But Ryla did not. The fire swallowed the exit behind her. Thistle screamed for her, raw, desperate, heartbroken. But then something answered his cry. The moon, rising full and bright, bathing the smoke in silver. Ryla stood still as moonlight poured over her. Her white fur shimmered. The silver glow of her ancestors, of every moon river wolf that had ever run under the sky, blazed around her. The flames parted. For the first time in centuries, the mountains saw the legendary power of the moon river wolves. Ryla walked out of the fire, unharmed, glowing like a spirit made of stars. Thistle ran to her, burying his face in her chest. She nudged him gently. "We're not finished," she murmured. The fire eventually died. The humans returned to find their machines melted, their camp destroyed, not by animals, but by nature reclaiming what belonged to it. They never rebuilt. Seasons passed. The forest healed. Ryla and Thistle grew older. And when the time came for Ryla to join the Moonlight ancestors, Thistle stood tall, strong, and ready. The mountain needed a guardian. And though he was not a wolf, he had the heart of one. The lynx with the wolf spirit who patrolled the rivers and cliffs with silent paws and amber dawn eyes, protecting the land just as Ryla once did. And on clear winter nights, when the moon shone bright and the rivers glittered, some swore they could see two glowing figures running side by side, one wolf, one lynx, forever guardians of the mountains. Like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more cartoons.